Hey authors, this week I got an amazing question all about whether or not you should be promoting your work in progress before it has a home. The answer might surprise you. Now, as an author, you know that marketing your books is essential to your survival because if you're not doing it, fans are not finding you and you're not going to make money. But should you, as an author, be promoting your work in progress before it has a home? Now, by home, I mean either a book deal or you definitely know that you are self-publishing this and you've got a pretty firm date on when it is coming out. If you do not have one of these things, I am going to tell you that you should not be promoting your work in progress. And there's a couple of reasons for this. Before you get upset, this is going to be really beneficial to you to not promote this work in progress before it has a home. Now, here's the deal. If you are an established author, that is awesome that you're talking about your work in progress, but you got to do it so very vaguely. You do not want to give away details because if you don't know where your book is going next, if it doesn't have a home, if it doesn't have a publishing date, if it does not have a publishing house to back it, or if you're not going to put it out yourself, you don't know when it's coming out, and you are teasing this to your fans, and they don't know when this is coming out. They don't have a definite date where they can get their hands on this. They do not have the promise or the guarantee that this book is actually going to happen. I have seen so many authors say, I'm working on this book, this is what I'm doing, these are my characters, these are lines from it, and they're putting it out there into the world, and years later, this book has not come out. This is a false promise to your fans, and this is going to reflect very badly on you and on your brand. You do not ever want to give out information about the things you're working on unless there's a firm date. Even if it's a year out and you know it's coming out in a year, that's okay. Go ahead, talk about it, and build up a little suspense over it. But if you do not know a firm date on when your fans can get their hands on a copy of this book, you should not be talking about it in specifics. Now, you will hear me as an author say, yes, I am working on a new retelling, but I won't tell them what it is. I won't tell them what it's about. I won't tell them what the characters are. I won't say anything that is not completely vague about this project because I don't have specifics on when it's coming out, where it's coming out, who's involved with it, and I don't want to give that false hope to my fans, nor do I want them to have to wait around for 2 years for somebody to pick up a book that may or may not get picked up. You have to be very, very careful to take care of your fans on this. So you can tease it a little bit, but stay incredibly vague. Now, the other thing that I really want to talk to you about is the fact that if you are not self-publishing this, if you are working with a publishing house and you are promoting your book beforehand, this could potentially be a very big problem because these publishing companies, these agents, these different people that are working with you on this book, they want to control the narrative. If you are out there promoting this book and you're talking about the book and you're talking about the different directions in the book and the characters and the lines, and they come in and they see that it's kind of out there in the world, they do not get to control this narrative. They don't get to decide what is going to be really good for your marketing strategy and what is not. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is something that it could potentially affect your ability to get a deal for this book because they have to control the narrative. These people understand how to sell books. They know what works. They know what's really going to work for you. And if it's splashed all over the internet already, they can't control that. That's not something where they get to put their hands on it and really dictate how things are going to work really, really well and specifically for them. And they may not want your book if they don't have the ability to really, really control the flow of information and show it off in the proper light that they need to really market and sell your book. So I'm going to encourage you not to talk about your work in progress because this could lead to some trouble for you later on with your fans and with potentially getting a book deal. Now, it's totally great to talk about having a WIP, having your work in progress, that you're working on something cool, that maybe you're doing a historical fiction book, or maybe you're working on a new retelling, or maybe you're going in a different direction and you're trying a romance novel. That's okay to kind of let them know what you're working on. You can give a little behind the scenes, oh, hey, I'm writing today and I got to this really funny scene, but don't give them specifics. The more specific you get, the more you're actually hurting yourself because, again, you don't know when this is coming out. Now, as always, it is essential to promote your book in the right manner. So if you have that firm date about 3 months before your book is coming out, you should start hardcore promoting it on social media. Talk about it, talk about your characters, talk about your lines. Go crazy. We want to hear more about your book because it's that amazing and we really want to know when we know that we can get our hands on a copy of it. But if you do not have that book deal, or if you do not have a firm date for a release, you should not be giving out details, because it only hurts your case for eventually selling this book later, whether it is to a publishing house or to your fans if you are self-publishing this book. You gotta be so aware of what your narrative is with your marketing. And I know a bunch of you are sitting there thinking, but how do I get publishing houses and agents and people to notice my book? Well, you gotta go about it the right way. You have to go through the querying process. You have to make friends in the industry, make friends with the agents, make friends with the publishing house workers, make friends. Have connections and really develop those and get it in that way. But do not put it out to the public, because that will probably not help your case. There are definitely times when maybe it does, and this might not be true all the time, but for the overwhelming majority of things, keep it to yourself. Be very vague about this and do it the right way, because if you don't, it's only going to hurt you in the long run. Now, if you have questions about your social media marketing strategy, go ahead and hit up the comments below. Let me know what you want to learn a little bit more about: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, your newsletter, your blog, YouTube, Periscope. Hit me up with your questions and I will happily create more resources for you. And if this has been helpful to you, if you've got an author friend who is doing this and you want to prevent them from hurting themselves in the future with this, make sure you hit that share button, because it's going to be a nice, simple way to very vaguely remind them that maybe they should be making better choices about their marketing that will really help them in the future with this particular book that they're working on. Now, if you have questions about social media marketing strategy, I'm talking Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Periscope, YouTube, your newsletter, your blog, your website, hit me up in the comments below and let me know what you need just a little bit of help with, and I will happily create more resources and tutorials for you. You can also join me at www.readingtransforms.com, which will take you over to our website, where you'll have access to our online courses, our online communities, our resources, tutorials, articles, videos, on-demand mini trainings, free masterclass webinars, and the amazing projects that we're working on over at Reading Transforms. You can also join me at community.readingtransforms.com, which will take you over to our close Facebook group. I'm in there all the time, educating on the social media algorithms, how to beat it, how to avoid it, how to work with it, and how to keep your content from being constantly bogged down because they've taken away our organic reach. We also help with your marketing of your books, branding your author brand, and really engaging, empowering, and equipping your fans to get out there and bring you new fans while they're marketing for you in a really fun, unique, and effective way. It's a great group of super supportive authors, and I would love to have you join us. Community.readingtransforms.com. I'm k.m. Robinson, social media marketing strategist here at Reading Transforms and k.m. Robinson Photography, and I will see you in the next video. Stay inspired.